Let me talk to you. Just imitating one of my favorite wrestlers, L.A. Knight. Yeah? Look him up, and I hope you'll know exactly what I mean. I know I'm coming to you guys a few days late. I'm studying for my finals for grad school, so I apologize. But the name of this broadcast this week is called Moving Forward. Now, that means several things. Quite a few things going on. I'll save the announcements for towards the end. Well, right now, apparently, without saying too much, I've actually, clashing with one of my distant relatives right now. I wish this wasn't happening, but it is. One thing I want to point out that I probably haven't made clear to some of my newer viewers is, now even though I've created this community, Catholic Positive Energy, for the purpose of sending positive energy out into the world, I think I've mentioned to some of you that I didn't grow up in a world of positive energy. As a matter of fact, I would have to probably say, like, most of my family members who I knew as I was growing up, I still have some family members I haven't met yet, but the ones that I knew from the time I was a kid until now, a lot of them were not very positive towards me at all. I've had a lot of family members who criticize me, who always want to do this to me, who always want to tear me down and find fault with everything I ever did. They never praised me, they never dignified me, they never said anything positive or anything encouraging to me. They always behaved in the most negative ways possible, and it made me so unhappy and tore me apart. I never even heard the words positive throughout the time I was a kid. I mean, I knew that I wanted to be happy. I knew I didn't like the way my family was treating me. But I have quite a few who, unfortunately, I guess I would have to use the word toxic to describe some of them. Now, this particular relative who I'm referring to, I do love them. I really do. And I hope things will get better between myself and them. But unfortunately, it's like we're on two completely different frequencies. I try to be as positive as possible, and they're not. At least not towards me. But I still love them, and I ask all of you, please pray for me. Hopefully I'll have some reconciliation with that person. At least I try to. So, but obviously, like I said, I need to move forward. That's why the title of this broadcast is called Moving Forward, and I'm going to move forward. I wish the best for that relative of mine, and I hope better things will happen in the future. So, also, another reason I talk about moving forward. Now, I'm sure everybody here, you've had, probably fallouts with people who you used to be close to, who you're hoping you would never have a falling out with, but for some reason, something happened and you're not getting along, and maybe you don't want to talk to them, or they don't want to talk to you, or you need to take a break from each other, see if your friendship can be salvaged or not. But regardless of what happens, whether you manage to connect and get along and include each other as a part of your lives, regardless whether that happens or not, you need to move forward. I'm sure some of you, and I feel this movie really sums this up. I'm sure many of you have probably seen the movie Black Adam by now. I know that came out a year ago. I really like that movie. It's so amazing. There was a line in there where Dr. Fate said to the mother in that movie, he said, "There's no point in dwelling with the past." Now, I love that line because I have struggled with that a lot throughout my life, dwelling with the past. I've actually had a lot of people who have known me really well accuse me of doing that, and they were right. I have had issues dwelling with the past throughout times that I was much younger. And that's another reason why I need to move forward, why we all need to move forward. And, unfortunately, we try to do the best we can, but sometimes it's not always good enough for the people around us. I've noticed for me, as much, I really hate having to admit this, and I want to say this first, I love my family, all my family members I do. It's not always the other way around, but I've noticed I tend to get along much better with friends than with family, because I have a lot of family who like to always, tell me what to do, criticize, and find fault with everything I do, and I don't like that. Now I always say, you know what my catchphrase is? I always say, and you'll hear me say this towards the end, but I'll say it right now. Dignification is better than criticism. Now, that's not just something I say at the end of my broadcast. That's something I live by. Now, and the reason for that is because throughout my whole life, for as long as I can remember, I've had a lot of family members find faults with everything I ever did, and it happened a lot. I'm telling you, I was on the receiving end of so much criticism and fault finding, I felt like my family didn't even love me. And, now, most of them know, they didn't know this then. I kept it bottled up inside, but yeah, they know it now. And yeah, I just don't like feeling that way. Especially by people who are supposed to love me, who don't always make me feel that way. But regardless, I need to move forward. And, okay, here, now I guess I'll get to the announcements. Now, next week, I'm going to broadcast, I'm going to be in Arlington, Virginia for my college graduation ceremony. I can't wait. I haven't been on a plane in 25 years, so I'm really looking forward to this. I know I'll probably get tired from the travel and the hustle and bustle and things like that, but I'm looking forward to it. And I'm going to be visiting my grandparents' grave, my grandparents on my dad's side, at the Arlington National Cemetery. I'm going to go into great detail about that on next week's broadcast. And I can already tell you, usually I don't plan this far ahead on what the names of my broadcasts are going to be. Hopefully after I graduate, maybe I will start doing that. I'm going to tell you what the name of next week's broadcast is going to be, so you already know. Tell all your friends. The name of next week's broadcast is going to be called Remembering Loved Ones. Very appropriate. Now, I've never been to my grandparents' grave before. This is my dad's side. They're in Arlington, Virginia. So I'm going to talk about them. And I have these pictures and picture frames I'm going to put in the camera shot. And I can't wait to talk more about my late grandparents and my late Uncle Donald. And yes, I've always wanted to see this grave. I've been wanting to go there for more than 12 years, and I'm finally going to go. So this is going to be an amazing thing. I'll try not to be emotional during the broadcast, but, I won't be smiling too much, but, I'll throw in a smile here or there. But, for me, it's a good thing to be there, but it's also going to be a little bit sorrow, because these are my grandparents, and, my dad was just a little kid when he lost his parents, so that's why I've never seen the grave. I'm born and raised here in Southern California, so, that's why I've never been there. So it's going to be an amazing broadcast, and I'm going to have some amazing experiences. Also, at my graduation ceremony, for those of you who are familiar, at least for the Catholics, who I'm sure many of you have heard of and probably watched EWTN, the Eternal Word Television Network, the Global Catholic Network channel. The chairman and CEO of EWTN, Michael Warsaw, is going to be at my graduation ceremony. He's receiving some kind of a special award. And yes, I'm going to go try to talk to him, hopefully maybe shake his hand. I'm also going to ask him to endorse my YouTube channel with a little YouTube short video. I hope he'll agree to it. There's no guarantee he will, but I hope he will. And hopefully I can get him to say dignification is better than criticism. Live life to the fullest. That'd be great. Hope I can get that. But I'm also going to meet a lot of wonderful people, and it's going to be an amazing time there. It truly is. So that's what's going to be in the future, moving forward to next week's broadcast, Remembering Loved Ones. I'll maybe the week after we'll have the meditation and prayer broadcast. Normally I do that every other week, but yeah, next week is something very special and very near and dear to my heart. And yeah, I've done broadcasts while I was on vacation in Las Vegas before. I think I've done at least 3, but this will be my first time doing a broadcast in Virginia. So yeah, that'll be the 3rd state I've ever done a broadcast in. Yeah, hopefully maybe one day I can do broadcasts in all 50 states. We'll see. But I'll be also on my personal Facebook account. I'll be posting pictures of my travels, probably, some little short videos, amazing experiences. It'll be awesome. So that is for next week. So once again, please pray for me as I'm studying for my final exams. It's a lot of hard work, and I really need prayers. Some very difficult work. This is the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life. So please pray for me. I really need them. So next week, I will see you from Arlington, Virginia. And this will be really amazing. Also, I also want to make a little short announcement. As of this broadcast right now, on Veterans Day 2023, now I have 101 subscribers on the YouTube channel. So it's nice to see that we've grown to more than 100. This is something that I really am passionate about. I definitely want to see more growth, especially in the YouTube channel. Like I say, there's a lot of famous YouTubers out there, and I know I've got a long ways to go. Hopefully, I would love to be a famous YouTuber known for my Catholic positive energy. And yeah, it's not easy to be well known or be famous for having these qualities. I know there's a lot of famous YouTubers out there who probably would post things, whether it be pranks or inappropriate, unholy things, or people who defy the laws of gravity. I see these things on Facebook and YouTube all the time. People who do flips off of tall buildings and things that you would normally feel that most people would be afraid of and possibly being killed. These people land on their feet, they do these flips, they slide down these big poles, and they do it like it was a walk in the park. These are things I couldn't do, but I know, yeah, people normally get a lot of likes and subscribes off of things like those things. Yeah, I know. I guess my broadcasts aren't as exciting or entertaining as those things I just named, but I hope you'll still like my broadcasts and subscribe anyway. I try to have a special quality for having a nice big heart, caring, and trying to have positive energy and trying to care about everybody as best as I can. Because like I say, this world that we live in doesn't have enough care. I see it every day. Every time I go outside, or even if just walking down the sidewalk, I see a lot of people who don't care about each other, people who want to cut each other off in the traffic, get somewhere fast, not care about people around them or about people's problems or people who they normally see. And I understand you can't possibly care about every human being who's around you, who you normally see. I understand. You don't have the time to listen to everybody's problems and be sympathetic or consoling, but, okay, just because you don't have the time to be sympathetic or listen to everybody's problems doesn't mean that you can't care about people around you, okay? I mean, you can still care about people. It would probably take me all day to listen to people's problems of, people who I normally see. And, I'm not saying you have to do that, but you can still care. And be sympathetic and consoling and at least care, or at least pray for them. So, like I say, everybody needs friends and everybody needs some wonderful, supportive people in their lives. And I know I've asked this before. I want to ask this again. Now, please only put in the comments if this is really true. Don't kid around with me, okay? I'm being serious. I would like to know if there's anyone who's a member of Catholic Positive Energy who is someone who likes to live in isolation and never really see anybody or talk to anybody. If there's anybody like that here, I'm just curious. Please be bold enough to let me know if you are that kind of person. Not if you're kind of like that or sort of like that, no. If you are someone who likes to live in isolation, I hope you'll still be a member of Catholic Positive Energy, but please let me know. And then maybe I can try to adjust my broadcasts in a way where I can try to better relate to people of, different walks of life than mine. It'll also help me just to keep me informed. I like to know who my big supporters are, what kind of personalities they may have if they're willing to tell me. So I think that's it for moving forward. And thank you to all of you who continue to be super supportive of Catholic Positive Energy. I ask, please continue to share my channel with everyone you know, and I hope that we can continue to grow together. So, until next week, I'll see you in Arlington, Virginia. Once again, remember, dignification is better than criticism. Live life to the fullest.